Hi, I'm Debra Atkinson, and this is Flipping 50, the place to reset, tune up, and prepare for your second and better half with the vitality and the energy that you want. In every episode, I answer questions from women just like you about what we are struggling with most, and I provide the solutions to what to eat and when, how to move and when, and your lifestyle habit changes so you can focus on the one or two key things that'll get you the most results in the least amount of time. Send me your questions to flipping50tv.com. And if I choose your question for the show, you get exclusive access to some gifts and goodies you're going to hear more about later. Even if I don't choose your question for the show, you get immediate access to Muscles in Minutes. It's my guide for toning hard to tone areas easily. Today's question is from Angela, who writes, I need flexibility and I'm 20 pounds overweight. I loved lifting weights until I got too overwhelmed with life's trials. What type of exercise do you recommend? And what type of protein shake and appetite control would you recommend? Now, Angela has a weight machine, an elliptical, free weights, and DVDs at home. Access is not the problem. Before we go to the chalkboard today, come with me to a restaurant.
Bonjour, mademoiselle. Welcome to the restaurant with a million choices. Here is the menu for you.
Here.
Water?
Please. Imagine going to a restaurant where you've got a million choices and at least 20 pages to look over versus a restaurant with, say, 5 choices and the chef's special of the day. In restaurant A, it takes you minutes to decide. And when you finally do, you're left wondering until they bring it if you should have ordered one of the 5 or 6 other things that you thought looked really good, and you end up being disappointed by your expectation outweighing the actual deliciousness of what you ordered. On the other hand, where you have 5 choices, you can make your decision probably in less than a minute and love it because that's the only thing the chef in the kitchen has been working on. And your exercise is the exact same way. Someday, a lot of options and variety will be your best friend. But when you're getting started, it can make you just sit in the middle of the room and spin, not doing anything. So let's start keeping it simple and sane and easy to know exactly what you should do when that 10 or 20 minutes of window of time opens up. I hope that analogy worked for you. So speaking of your food, we're going to talk about Minute Maid meals, and then we'll move on to Muscles in Minutes. We're going to talk about what you need at every meal in terms of carbohydrate, protein, and fat. We're going to use a star system so you understand exactly what I mean. So here's how our star is going to work. With protein, every star is going to represent 10 grams of protein. With fat, a star is going to represent 1 serving of fat. With carbohydrates, it's going to represent 1 serving of carbs, which, just so you know and get an idea, is about a half a cup of brown rice or a half a cup of beans. We're going to flip your current high carb breakfast into a high protein breakfast that's going to help you burn fat all day long and turn off fat storage all day long. And here's a perfect way to do it. You're going to use one of 2 of my favorite protein powders. Either Girls Gone Paleo or Plant Powered Girl are your best choices unless you just exercised. And then you can choose your way. Your way, you want to remember, can spike your blood sugar. So if you're not going to exercise or didn't just exercise, you don't have anywhere to take that blood sugar. So be careful about your choice for whey. So here's what you're going to look like. 35 grams of protein going in this little smoothie, powering your day. Then in here you've got 1 serving of carbohydrate and 1 serving of fat. So it might be coconut that's in here or avocado. And it's going to give you rich, creamy yum, keeping you full till lunch. So let's talk about lunch. When you get to lunch, you're going to want protein, at about 25 to 30 grams of protein. Then you're gonna invite fat, who always gets to show up. One serving is great to keep you full and satisfied. And last but not least, you have a little bit more carbohydrate. And so you want 2 servings of carbs to show up at lunch. Now, you're gonna be full, satisfied, and hopefully not so edgy in the afternoon. When you get to dinner, you're gonna keep that 25 to 35 gram range of protein. You're gonna invite fat, but now you're gonna feast on 3 servings of carbohydrates. So you're gonna relax, have some calm, and sleep great all night for fat burning that helps you tonight and tomorrow. And now for muscles in minutes. We're gonna do a 7-minute weight training circuit. We're gonna take 10 exercises and do them for about 30 to 40 seconds each. Switch rapidly to the next exercise to keep your heart rate up, to keep the intensity up, but have you done in about 7 minutes. Now when you start, that's it. As you progress, you could do that a second time or even a third and a fourth time. But right now, we're gonna keep it short and keep it simple and keep it doable. Already be a little breathless. We're going back and we're going side. Going back and side. Do this with me. You can put your hands anywhere you want to, as long as you feel like they're helping you with balance. Static might be better. Put them right on your hips. And you just go right on with that heavy breathing. That's about how you ought to be feeling right now. We're right to a chest press. Hips up, and that's optional. Almost there, finish. And we go right into a plank. Now watch this plank. Pull 2 knees in and switch. So you've got a little bit of movement here. Should still be breathing hard. Even though it's a core exercise, you're gonna have the cumulative effect here of everything you're doing beginning to add up. And we go right to a bridge. Heels are on the ball. Lie back. And it's up and down with a slight bend of your knees, so keep your eye on that. Release, keep that ball handy. We're gonna go right into a bent over or a bent arm pullover. I'm gonna take my 2 weights to make them heavy enough to give me some work. Slight bend of your elbows Inhale, and as those weights tap down, you want to keep your lower back down on the ground. Exhale as you come up. Inhale, exhale up. Inhale, exhale up. If you're thinking this is a piece of cake, you can bring your knees right up here, 90-degree angle, and you're exhaling as you bring it up, keeping that lower back down on the ground. And one more, bring it in. Here's where you're gonna find that ball again. We're gonna come right into a ball curl, same setup. Ankles on the ball, elbows at your side, lift up, hips stay here, pull in and out, knees close together. Knees in, hang in there. And release. Put that ball to the side because you're coming close to the end. Stay strong. In a kneeling position, and if you needed to, you could sit on the ball if your knees just don't take this. Core is tight, shoulder press comes right here, and lift. Be sure to keep that core nice and tall so you're not feeling that you lean back at all. Almost there, one more. Elbows in, bring it down to your side. Have a seat and do a roll back with me, nice and tall. Easy back. Arms can come up and over. Very slowly. Easy back and inhale. You're working to articulate that spine, one vertebra at a time. No speed bumps. Hold on. And you're almost there. This is your last exercise. So what I want you to do is to make sure you make these count and finish strong. Relax your neck. Now the decision is yours. You're completely finished, or you're gonna repeat that and do it all over again, 1, 2, or a total of 3 times. So if you need flexibility, the best time to add stretching for flexibility is at the end of the workout. When you're already warm, your muscles are more pliable. So at the end of every elliptical, every weight training session, here's your go-to set to loosen up hips, upper back, knees, and simply relax you. Ready? You're gonna take a warrior one stance, front leg way out in front, back leg angled in slightly. And if we were to draw a line, your front heel intersects your back arch. We're gonna take the arms and reach up. Sink down through your tailbone, relax your shoulders. And just a breath here. And you're gonna inhale. And we're gonna change this to a warrior two by opening the arms, turning yourself up to the side slightly more. Take that toe out. And then I want you to move that front foot over slightly. You're gonna look over those front fingertips and reach your arms as if you're reaching your right side away from your left side. And gaze right over your hand. Now I want you to fold that front elbow. Turn and look back at your hand and turn your palm up and reach that arm away from you as far as you can, so you're gonna get a great side lengthening stretch right here. And although that elbow's on your arm, try not to sink into it. Stay lifted and lengthened. Look up if you can, without falling over. And then relax. Go ahead and take that hand down from here. You're gonna turn the toes both ahead and come down into what we call a prayer balancing pose. A little bit of balance. Bringing your hands to your mat, you're gonna walk that foot over, drop your knee down into a pigeon pose. Sliding that rear knee back, trying to keep your back knee and thigh pointed at the ground, and then just allow yourself to sink into that hip. Deep breath right here for as long as you're comfortable staying there. This one gets a lot of junk out of the trunk, and we happen to store that junk right in our hip joints. Come up with me and let's repeat that on the other side. Front toe straight ahead, back toe angled out. Remember the intersection of the front heel with that back arch. Inhale, reach up, and exhale, sink down. Drop your shoulders away from your ears. Take an inhale here, and on the exhale, you're gonna rotate arms and torso, and then move that front foot over just slightly. Keep your gaze easy right over those front fingers. I want you to think here about taking your right and your left sides and reaching away from each other. So you're opening the hips, expansion through the front. Fold that front arm. Take a look at your back hand, palm up, reach up and over, long stretch through your side, and then come down. Remember, you're not sinking into that leg, just relaxing. Eyes up. And then while you're here, we're gonna head right into that prayer balancing pose. Sink down, elbow outside. Hands come down and you're gonna go right into pigeon, back knee down. Slide that back knee a little further behind you. Walk the foot over carefully and then lay that knee down. Remember the back knee and the top of the thigh toward the ground as much as you possibly can. Lengthen forward, take a long stretch here, and you're gonna feel that deep in the hip. Exhale, and if you're comfortable, you can rest your forehead down on your hands. And stay there for as many breaths as you're comfortable doing. Get the junk out of the trunk in those hips, and you're gonna feel great. So there you have it, a 7-minute, that's it, 7-minute weight training circuit, and the end of your every circuit mobility series. Here's how that all fits together. I've laid out for you 2 elliptical training days, different interval sets, and you'll see them at the Flippin' 50 TV show tab at foreverfitandfab.com, along with the list of exercises for your 7-minute workout, just in case you want to take that and go. And your mobility series, the list of exercises that you're gonna do is all there. So it's super simple with 2 ellipticals, 2 weight training sessions, and 1 day that ties them all together to keep you on your toes, both mentally and physically. That's your flip. The key flip of the day is fewer but better choices. Keep it simple, and then you can always do more. Angela, thanks for your question, and let me know how it goes. And now I'd like to hear from you. What's your biggest challenge? Is it overwhelm? Is it choosing exactly what to do? Or is it something else for you? Send me your question to flipping50tv.com. And if I choose your question for the show, you'll get exclusive access to the After 50 Fitness Formula for Women, my online course. You get a copy of You Still Got It, Girl, my book, and you get a trio of full-size skincare products from my friends at Anne Marie Skincare, and you're gonna love them. What are you waiting for? Let's start flipping 50 together.